What's going on, guys? Beasts and Dragons here, and welcome to round 11 of the Split Screen Championship. We are here in the Magyar circuit for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Well, as you can tell on your screen right now, the performance update is here, and the master plan is not really coming to fruition right now. As you can see, P6 and P8 for Ferrari. But yeah, it could be worse. It could be worse. But right now with the new update, I'm going to have to be lifting off in corners that are flat out. I'm going to have to lift off. So I'm going to be losing so much time. If you thought my driving was awful when defending against Hamilton in Australia, it's going to be even worse here in Hungary.
So basically, what Dragons is saying is, his car is terrible.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what he's saying. Straight up simple translation there. And the race strategy, it's a one-stop, but the tyres, as you can see here, 57% after 6 laps.
Well, specifically on the soft tyre. The mediums are not that bad, but the soft tyres look absolutely dreadful.
So I think if we're going to make this strategy work, it means we're going to have to extend this first stint somehow. So strategy is definitely going to play key in today's Hungarian Grand Prix. So let's get into it.
So we are revving up now to 5 red lights here for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
And we are underway here in Hungary, and it's a good start from Hamilton, and it's already going defensive of me in towards turn 1.
Well, meanwhile, Bottas stays in 3rd. I've had a great start to get myself up into P4. I'm now going to be challenging the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas, but he already zooms away on the straight.
Well, so Hamilton still leads from pole position. We're going to have a massive dive. Look on Hamilton. We make a bit of contact again with the Brit. We're still in 2nd place and thankfully not suffering any damage.
Now, I'm just wondering if the performance patch actually messed up your car as well. You know how unstable the Red Bull is in real life. I'm wondering if it's any bit more difficult to drive this season.
Well, it's proving to be okay, because we managed to get on the front row once for the 2nd race in a row. And I didn't think I'd be saying that at the start of this season.
Lovely corner there from you there. I mean, well, I lost the rear midway through the chicane.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever done that before.
That's exactly what Ferrari want to see. The master plan is clearly working down at the Tifosi, but we've gone really wide through this corner, but we're still 2nd.
Well, that pure pace I was talking about is quickly going away. I'm unable to keep up with Bottas. Meanwhile, I've got another Mercedes behind me. A different kind of Mercedes called the pink Mercedes of Sergio Perez. And also Albon behind. Then the 2 Reynolds. Then Vettel. Then Stroll. I have no clue what positions they're in. And I can't be bothered counting. As we end lap 1. As I've gone so wide there. Lap 1 is over. And Hamilton leads the Grand Prix. So after a very dull lap 2. It's now lap 3 of the Grand Prix. And I'm actually not really being pressured by Sergio Perez that much.
So Dragon's actually showing some pure pace.
Are you sure? Look at our fastest laps and just...
Alright,
compare.
never mind. His is a 120.1 and mine's an 18.2. As we are slowly losing our touch to Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas, the championship leader, is going to have a go at us at the end of this lap.
Well, yeah, Bottas has completely flown away from me. Meanwhile, I think I am actually pulling away from Perez. So maybe there is still a little bit of pure pace in there as I go wide at the end of that corner. But I'm now just wondering, maybe by the pit stop phase, you'll have a chance to catch Hamilton.
Maybe, because if you saw the strategy, I'm trying to extend these tyres to at least lap 7. I mean, we've got to try something different to the Mercedes cars, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here if we want to beat Hamilton here.
Well, you know, I prefer a nice undercut. I'm going to be definitely hitting on lap 5 to try and get these medium tyres all the way to the end of the race. But to be honest, I'm not being pressured by Perez, which is a surprise. I am holding up a train, but it's not as bad as you could really think it could be.
Well, speaking of trains, we actually are a train at the moment because Valtteri Bottas is looking to overtake us for 2nd place at this Grand Prix. Is he going to make a move? And he is. Bottas going down the inside into turn 1. We go really wide. We've literally opened the door for the 2nd flying fin, and he just goes down the inside. And now we're going to try the same thing on Bottas into turn 2. We make a bit of contact, and we force our way back through and reclaim 2nd place.
It was a big lunge, a big risk there taken, but it's actually ended up going quite well for Max. Now, this is the first time I'm actually being pressured, and my engine is so bad, I'm using overtake. Oh God, this is going to be a long race. This is going to be an absolutely long Grand Prix, as we didn't even get a good exit either, for God's sake. So it's now lap 5 of the Grand Prix, and hopefully I am doing an undercut, or maybe the team is being ridiculous pitting by lap 5. I'm going to come in anyway. I don't know how that's a track extension. I'm coming into the pits, but it doesn't matter. I seem to be pitting really early. No one else is pitting, and I'm really worried now. I am worried that we've made this stop too early.
It was just like Australia, wasn't it? When you pitted really early in that Grand Prix. And I don't know, it kind of turned out to be a bit of a mistake because both Mercedes were right on your gearbox by the end of the Grand Prix. Medium tyres going on, and the question is, can you get those tyres in the Grand Prix? Because at the moment, tyre wear is pretty much a bad factor. We are coming towards lap 7 and Valtteri Bottas has dived into the pit and Albon and Vettel have as well.
So I think a few drivers, maybe my undercut wasn't so bad, maybe it wasn't. I feel like I've had a decent lap. The tyres obviously are fresh, so I'm going to be getting the best from this entire race really. But right, coming round the last corner, where are we going to be?
Well, that's quite an interesting question to ask there, Dragons. Let's see where you're going to be. Are you going to be ahead of Albon and Perez? And
well then,
you're ahead of Albon.
Well, just like Italy, the undercut has brought me miles ahead. I'm not any closer to Bottas, but I'm miles ahead of Albon. And do you think that's Perez over there?
I think it is, because I saw a purple dot on your screen there as you were coming through turn 1.
That could be Perez. If that is Perez, and I'm well chuffed with that. This is the first time I've had a gap all race, so that is pretty cool. But now it's lap 7, and you've somehow managed to go 7 laps in this stint.
I've somehow managed to drag these on to lap 7, and these tyres, I think they're gone, and I think this might just cost me second place. Lewis Hamilton is in the pits as well, so let's see where we're going to be when we make the pit stop.
Well, right into the pits comes Max Verstappen, and you better not crash it. What? Nah, I think this game has something against Ferrari, because I'm pretty sure I dipped one wheel off the track there. What's another penalty?
All I can say there is just, oh dear. Oh dear, Dragons.
That is a massive shame, but we are catching up to the Williams of Latifi. Meanwhile, you've had a pretty swift pit stop. It's not like it's going to do much, though. At least you didn't get held up.
Well, at least I'm going to be ahead of you. So that's alright.
I don't know why you think any different.
Oh, for goodness sake. There's Valtteri Bottas. And the undercut has worked for the flying
Yeah,
fin.
I've just done a PB.
There you go.
I did a PB. This is really pure pace here from Ferrari. I was only 200s quicker, though. So now I'm splitting the 2 Red Bulls, but with my penalty, I'm going to actually have to try and find some pace. There are yellow flags, but no, they're gone. Never mind. But there's no safety car in split screen anyway, so I'm not sure what the yellow flags would have done. But I'm actually ahead of Perez. I'm ahead of Albon. I'm ahead of everyone I need to be ahead of. Well, Grosjean has retired the race. God knows how, though.
So he was the cause of the yellow flag. I think it must have been a reliability failure
Most
for
likely.
the Haas team. And that's pretty sad, knowing that in real life he's leaving Formula 1.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but we'll have to see what Haas do in real life. It's definitely a very interesting scenario. I'm thinking Mazepin will join. But anyway, back to the topic of this race. We've still got another 10, 11 laps to go for me to hang on. And for you to, well, I don't know what you're going to be doing except just driving casually.
No, I'm going to try and get back P2 here in this Grand Prix, alright? We started second. I mean, the least we can do is finish second behind Lewis Hamilton. So I think that'll be a good result for us. And at least keep us within, you know, an earshot of the championship. Because with this crunch time in this championship, every point counts. Like we said at the start of the season. And there is Roman Grosjean and his Haas being parked at the side of the track at turn 1. And he is out of this Grand Prix.
So we now move on to lap 12 of the Grand Prix. Albon hasn't caught me yet. So, I mean, with the patch, I'm doing a pretty decent job here in this Ferrari in P4. I'm definitely denying the fact I'm going to get P4. I think P5 will be the position with my penalty. But, well, at least the gap is the same. At least I'm not holding myself up fighting him.
Well, at least you're doing a pretty solid job in that new and degraded Ferrari, as they've pretty much downgraded it again, really. I mean, I don't know why they had to do that, but anyway. We're on lap 12 of this Grand Prix. We are approaching 2/3 distance here, and we are trying to catch up to Bottas, but unfortunately our pace has kind of fell off since we did our personal best a few laps ago.
Well, yeah, you definitely need to be in probably the 18s to stand a chance of matching his pace, let alone being better than him. It's going to be one hell of a struggle if you're going to try and at least get an opportunity to pass Bottas. Now, the final lap of the Grand Prix, and Alex Albon's looking to make the move, and there is no horsepower in this engine, and I may as well not hold myself up, because I'd rather at least keep P5 than lose out to that Renault behind.
Right, so Alex Albon moves up into 4th place. Nothing much has happened in this Grand Prix, unfortunately, guys. So we've kind of just skipped to the last lap of the Grand Prix. We're still trying to catch Bottas, which we're kind of giving up at this point. I mean, we're going to try, but I don't think there's much point in trying. Albon moves up to 4th place, and Dragons is down in 5th, and I think that might be his finishing position, depending on his pace on this last lap.
Well, hopefully I'm not going to get another penalty, and I'm not going to finish behind that Renault. I'm guessing it's Ricciardo. I doubt it's Ocon. But I'm surprised, where the hell is Sergio Perez? I mean, Racing Point have actually looked really good in this new update. I tried driving that car the other day and it was fantastic. Meanwhile, talking of Mercedes, Hamilton wins the Hungarian Grand Prix and finds himself right back near the front of the championship. Bottas 2nd and Verstappen only P3.
So yeah, we complete the podium, so you know what, I think I'll take that, but I don't think that might be helpful for our championship aspirations with just a few races to go. I don't know why he's celebrating as if he's won the race. He hasn't really. Albon will finish 4th, and Dragons will finish 5th on the road, but we don't really know where he's finished overall. So that was the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Really solid result there for Red Bull to get 3rd and 4th there, but it's still miles off Mercedes.
So there's Lewis Hamilton celebrating his first win in a while here in this series.
Lifting the trophy as if he's never lifted a trophy before. Just have to point that out. And look at this, he never does this on the podium.
Nah, not in real life anyway.
Well,
So
anyway,
that was the Hungarian Grand Prix. Again, not the most exciting race you guys will ever see. Well, sorry about that.
But at least it wasn't as bad as Belgium. So
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. So there you go.
So these are your full race results of
the
the
Hungarian Grand Prix. Dragons does not get 5th
What
in
can
the
I
end.
say? What can I say at this point? We showed pace. Our lap time was actually a 10th quicker than Ricciardo's, yet we lose out by a 10th. What's going on? At least we were somewhat quick in the race, but Hamilton has absolutely destroyed the field there in Hungary. It's basically his playground right now. Not playground. What was
Pole
I about to say?
position, fastest lap, and he won the Grand Prix. I don't think he could have asked for anything more or less, as he literally reduces the lead of the championship by getting that fastest lap. I think it was like 8 points clear going into this race, and now the margin between the two Mercedes drivers might be nothing but going into the next round.
Well, there's still a bit of time to go before the finale, but that, guys, is the end of today's video.
Feel free to like, comment, follow, subscribe for more Formula 1 content coming your way soon. And we'll see you later. Goodbye for the Hungarian Grand Prix.